Hello, Gemini. So this is your reading for the week of February 3rd, or whenever this presents itself to you in a way that resonates. For some of you, Gemini, what I'm getting is that you are really starting to look at how you perceive yourself in relationships. The image that I'm getting is you're holding up what would normally be a mirror, a hand mirror that you would look at yourself in, but there's no glass in it. It's actually empty, and you're looking straight through at the person that you're interested in. And at first I didn't really get a feel for what that meant, but now I do, and that is, it's really looking at how you have allowed your perception of yourself to be defined by the people that you're interested in. And that in doing that, what you've done is you have sometimes not deliberately altered who you are, but that you have kind of responded to the fantasy that you have created around them and who they are. It's almost as though you wait to see how you should be feeling and how you should be responding based on how you think they respond. What I'm getting here with this is there's been, for some of you, there has been real loss and real pain that you've had to grieve around relationship, and that there is still a part of you that resists the idea of moving forward in anything. But at the same time, it's as though there's a part of you that resists the possibility of it and says, no, no, no. But as you're coming into the possibility of it, there's a part of you that wants to move forward, and then you pull yourself back again. And part of what you do, part of how you pull yourself out of the process of deciding and discerning whether or not this is good for you, is you get into this thing of, what am I allowed to feel? What do they feel? Well, if they feel that, then I can feel this. But that's not how you decide and determine whether or not a relationship is going to be good for you. This is about you being able to be quiet, to let your feelings really settle with you, to really be able to notice and name whatever you're feeling at any given moment. Yourself, not them, not based on them. They smiled at me. Oh, I feel so excited. It's being able to stand back and say, if I'm here and I'm looking at them and that behavior, how do I feel in myself? How do I reflect on me and not them? It's bringing it home to that sense of grace. And I know that sounds, how does that seem weird? It's understanding that when you allow yourself to really touch into what your feelings are and start trusting what your intuition is telling you and letting the other person respond according to who you are, that's how you get to decide and discern whether or not that's true. That's true, that's an accurate presentation of themselves, you're perceiving them accurately. And the grace card, the grace is really talking about very much trusting the fact that whenever you start really thinking, questioning, analyzing, remember that there is a benevolent universe that is guiding you. And that when you allow yourself to be quiet and reflect internally, you're connecting with that. And it's there, it's always there. It's a matter of slowing down long enough to be able to hear that and feel that. This is you being your true self, allowing yourself to be who you are, and letting the other people, and I say people because it doesn't have to be just a love interest. It can be friendships, it can be work, but it's you being genuinely who you are and not letting your concern about what somebody else is thinking or doing determine your ability to really tune into what it is you're feeling or you're wanting. And you're right to feel that, and you're right to state that. Okay? This is about you deciding what is right for you and looking at whatever old values you had around relationships, around what you were supposed to do and how you were supposed to find the right person or a person, to really reevaluate what that is for you based on who you are now, not based on how you were raised. Okay? You also get the Take God With You card, which means bring the divine into this. It's not just bring the divine into this. Remember, the divine, God, the sacred, already exists in you and in the other person. What you're doing is you're tuning into it. You're tuning into it by remembering that it's there in you and in them. And you're tuning into it by remembering that when you listen quietly with your heart, when you accept grace as a natural function of life, and you rest in that grace, and you rest in the understanding of God being with you, and God being in the situation, you get to let it play out from an authentic and realistic place. Okay? That's it, Gemini. This is wonderful because this is really you now starting to be able to understand that you are the important one in terms of determining the kind of relationship you're going to have and relationships you're going to have. Okay? Take care, Gemini, my very dear Gemini.